That still buzzes in her ear. Hey,
It buzzes in yours too.
Now I know where I got my skills.
anyways, about 4 or 5 years go by, right? And she shows up in a '69 Grand Prix.
You smelt her coming.
No, I was at an AA meeting. I was at an AA meeting on Upland, and when I came out of the meeting, that's when I had the white '63 Buick LeSabre, and there's somebody sitting in my car, right? So I went like that, and I got in, and then I said, "What are you doing? What do you want?" She says, "Come here."
Wait, what did you say?
Get the fuck out of my car. And I reached over and I opened the door and I said, "Get the fuck out of here."
You shoved her out with your foot.
She says, "You motherfucker." She says, "You're going to pay for it." But anyways, she was following me in that and bumping into my car.
Wow.
So I got to where I live, got in the driveway, and she turned around like this. I'm acting like nothing, right? Mary comes to the door and she looks like that, and Mary looked to the door, she takes off. I said, I was just somebody asking for my brother Gilbert.
With their car.
With their car. So now you're in your second marriage. As far as I can remember, you're living on Whitram. Or no, Irish Drive?
Irish Drive.
Irish Drive. So let's talk about that.
Your mom went through a lot. Women were falling at my feet, hard. Knowing all these women wanted you, and you had to stay home with one.
Yeah.
Can't do.
Raise a family, be committed.
Can't do.
You got seed to be spread. There's too much ground to cover.
But anyway, it's she put up with a lot. I kind of like. Sometimes I wish it wouldn't have been that way, but it was. I can't change that. But there at the end, I wanted to keep it together because of the termites, right?
You mean your children?
Yeah.
That's lingo, man. And I know this firsthand because I was there. You did a lot of things that that were wrong when I was growing up, but you did the best you could, at least from my point of view. And these last couple of years that you've been out, I think we've gotten closer than we've ever been. We actually have conversations now, and that's, for me, that says a lot, because there was, and you'll even attest to this, there was a time where we didn't even talk to each other, and we'd see each other in passing and just wouldn't even acknowledge each other's existence.
Yeah, that's gotta be rough.
There was that much animosity towards each other, and so, and I say that for the simple fact that it just goes to show that anybody can change, because, and admittedly, you'll say this, you've done some crazy, wild, and sometimes illegal activity.
And I was trying to get rich quick, and I didn't give a fuck. They weren't gonna stop me. And there was times, there's been like 2 or 3 times when I've had it all, but it's like they say, it's here today, gone tomorrow.
Right.
Because,
yeah.
If you work for it, you're going to show it.
Right.
But if you went and got it from somebody else or whatever, it's going to disappear quick.
Yeah.
Because the man upstairs sees all that. I finally saw that he was seeing everything that I was doing.
Yeah, you learn, hopefully, you'll learn quickly in life that nothing in this world is free.
Right.
That it all balances out in some way. You pay for it eventually.
Even in inheritance.
Anyways, I'm not going to mention places or anything, but I robbed a few places, like there was times when I was still with their mom, I would give them $400 and $500 here, and their mom used to get mad, but I used to go out there and rob people,
Mm-hmm.
Rob people, making bank drops, move drugs from one country to another and shit,
Yeah.
I was hoping one of these days I would hit the big one. See, so in a way, I'm glad that I didn't get up there. I almost did. I'm taking the shit, all the risk and everything, plus paying. Let's say you would bring it in for me.
Right.
I would give you $5,000 for bringing it in. But I was making about $11,000.
Right.
Out of 10.
Out of one set. Out of one.
Right. You were cutting it and producing more out of it.
No, that was because.
It was concentrated.
What sells out here for $10
Uh-huh.
sells in there for $50.
Right.
So out of $1,000, if you get 23 or 25 50s out of a gram, that's $1,250 for a gram. And back then you were only paying 35 or 50 for it out here.
Wow.
And if the
You're inside at this time.
yeah.
Inside, as in prison. Yeah.
Yeah. And if the
You were
towers,
making your money inside.
anyways, my torpedoes came and talked to me.
Torpedoes.
So I talked to
Wait a minute. You got to. What's the definition of a torpedo?
my bodyguards.
Your mafiosos that you mentioned.
Anyway.
Okay, you're talking about a lot of interaction and distribution while you're in prison. You're running a pretty major...
He had an empire, dude.
People in your position outside of prison were taking what they were making and spending it on cars, hookers, whatnot, more drugs. What were those, in comparison to that, how would you be spending it inside?
I would get packages. Let's say I can only get a package every 3 months. But if you and Marin were in there, I would get another package in your name, another package in his name.
So you never went without.
$300 and $400 packages. But you know what they used to call me in there? They used to call me Sears. Because I owned all the TVs in every cell in there.
Really?
Yeah.
You were like Time Warner.
And they used to pay me $100 a month for renting it.
Wow. You were the cable. You were cable providing in prison.
The monitor provider. That's funny.
Yeah, but see, anyways.
So that was like your assets that you would build up was like TVs and like radios, entertainment and stuff like that. What about what do they call those?
Conjugal visit.
You have to be married. But anyways.
You didn't work around that? Come on.
I had Margaret.
You fucking working heroin. You don't need to be married.
I had was a CO, a correctional officer.
Uh-huh.
And she came on to me, and I caught the fly.
Like a Venus flytrap?
This CO used to take me some cigarettes every day. She used to take, but I wasn't drinking anymore. But she used to take vodka in the thermos, and she used to get fucked up in there and all that.
She was getting drunk in there. Partying with you, pretty much.
I didn't drink, but she used to get loaded and
right. And then you guys would fool around and have your fun.
You're not supposed to. The COs ain't supposed to touch you or nothing.
Right.
And she used to get me like this, and this is a CO. Look at what we got. I said, we ain't got nothing. So anyways, she said, besides, she said, I'm going to come and see you anyways after I leave. And I kid you not.
She did.
She left January the 6th, and for Valentine's Day, February the 14th, they called me, Flores, you got a visitor. I went to the visiting room where you and your counselor went.
Yeah.
I visited for that bitch right there, eh?
You did 5 years on that stretch?
4.5.
And what was your charge on that one?
Robbery with a weapon.
Armed robbery?
That's when they got me that one time.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great story. Can I tell this story?
Yeah, that broke my heart too because
The armed robbery?
No, the story I'm about to tell.
The way it went down. But that dude that snitched, this motherfucker, he was scared.
It's so funny. The heartbreak for for Marin here comes from the crime, not the relationship that he was just talking about.
Well, go ahead.
The dude that snitched me off, when he found out that who he had snitched on, this motherfucker liked the shit.
He what?
He tried to pull back and recall his
retract his story.
I still got convicted.
Wow.
That's the one that when I got out, he lived here in Rwanda. You remember the 39 Chevy that they sent to Nebraska?
Yeah.
I think one of my cousins has it now. I took that from that motherfucker. Eh? They told me I couldn't be within 15 or 20,000 yards from the dude's house, and I walked up.
This was the day he got out. Mind you, the day he gets out, dude, I'm doing 5 years. This is what happens.
I sawed off shotgun now right here.
Up your sleeve.
And this motherfucker was watering his yard, and I walked up there, and when he see me, he goes, I said, motherfucker. I said, you better not even fucking run. I said, whose car is that? He said, that's my car. Let me have the keys. No, not my car. And I'm showing him the fucking barrel thing. I said, the keys, motherfucker. I got the keys. And that car is riding in Nebraska today. I said, you run, motherfucker, I'll blow your fucking ass up. And those shotguns, you ever see me shoot those old Chevys with a fucking shotgun? Yeah. It blew those motherfuckers apart, eh?
Yeah, I seen it. I see you had a
especially
nice
a rat.
He had a nice collection of pistols. Every now and then he would. I don't know if my mom was naive or she just didn't want to see it. I'm not. I really don't know at this even to this day. If I even brought that up to her, she'd be like, "Oh, I never saw that." But he would. Every now and then he'd be like, "Check this out," and he'd lift the mattress back. He'd push it back, and he'd pull out a suitcase and he'd pop it open. You have a little sawed-off or pistols or whatever, different 22s and whatnot, I think it was 4th of July. He had the shotgun, and he took it out back, and other people were firing out there saying, that ain't nothing. And he, ta-ta, boom, ta-ta, boom. And then he just walked back in the house real casual, puts it away. Come on, let's go watch some fireworks. I'm like, holy shit. So that was, that was one of those things that, like I said, he did the best he could, and we always looked up to him, and the money was there. It was always there. Yeah. The money was always there. Yeah. And like I said before, and I've said this in other interviews, he might have not always been there, like physically, but when it came to like our wants and our needs,
and providing,
he was, he took care of us, the only way that he knew how. You know what I mean, at the time, and that's why I say that, because now it's more. We have more of an emotional connection, you know what I mean? We're more on because we've both evolved just that much more, you know what I mean? And so that's it, because he's and I'll let him tell the stories and stuff, but he's been in and out of prison, for the first time he went to prison was what, 36? You said?
I was 39, almost 40.
The first time, but you had done county time. But you had done county time before that.
Yeah, but no more than 90 days.
So yeah, but and so what did your no my this
90
is,
days?
Yeah,
24 hours shocked my system to the core, and I'll never forget it.
Anyways,
wasn't even 24 hours.
When I started going to prison, and they used to tell me that I was going to do 3 or 4 years, I used to get mad. I used to try to get a contempt of court or something, because that wasn't enough time. I was only going to have enough time to take a shower.
Taking longer showers. That's funny.
Well, no, because you had been in, and I remember this, and I remember that for years, that you were going.
It was 30 days, 6 months,
right.
90 days, and little petty things, and then when the robberies came along, that's when the big times.
And that, well, you did this last stretch that you did 7 years, 8 years, and then you were out for like a year, and then you went and did another 7, and by that time you were what, 61?
When I paroled the last time, I was 61.
So I mean, there's a lot that's happened, like in between
so
that.
I was in prison from the time I was 39. Until I was 61. No, but I came out, like for about 9 months. The longest I had stayed out between the time I was 39 and 61, the longest I had stayed out was 13 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm going on 5 years now.
Good for you, man.
So.
Well, and in that time,
there's nothing for you back there.
No.
But when you do something, when you break the law, you get caught, you're gonna pay back society for what you did. That's how the white collar motherfuckers look at it. You fucked up, you're gonna pay big time. It's like when I got sentenced the last time, the judge told my attorney, I told him I was gonna give him 26 years, and that's what I'm gonna do, without even feeling nothing in his fucking heart. It took me 8 years to come out and beat it on an appeal. These motherfuckers had me doing a burglary in Riverside and a robbery in Chula Vista, and I never been in Chula Vista. And the burglaries were